Motivated business owner, welcome to the Small Business Big Marketing Spotlight. I'm your host, Timbo Reid, and today's bright spark is Marcella Guidry, the owner of the 10-year-old Belle L'adore beauty brand, which offers a stunning range of natural skincare products, including body butter, liquid butter, and deodorant. Today we'll be flicking the switch on why Marcella decided to start a beauty business, the importance of natural ingredients and homemade products, how Belle L'adore competes in a very, very busy marketplace, and what her plans are for the future. Marcella, welcome to the Spotlight.
Hey, how are you? Thanks for having me.
I am very excited to hear your story. What inspired you, Marcella, to start Belle L'adore?
So, Belle L'adore is basically what you see now. Before it was Belle L'adore, it was a different name. It was called Sandy J's. I started because my daughter was really, she just wasn't taking well to any type of lotion or any type of product that I would buy in the store. If I put it on her skin, she would get rashes. And so I started doing research to figure out, why is her skin breaking out so badly? And I realized that there was a lot of bad things in the product. So I started off, like just getting some shea butter and warming it up and just pouring that on her body. And honestly, that worked better than anything I can get out of the store. And so, I decided to start doing research. I was already really good at herbs. So oils and butters are pretty much herbs in a different form. And so I started to realize that herbs and oils have, different medical properties. And if you use this or you add that or take this away, then it does all these things. And I'm self-taught, and I just kept doing it because not only was her skin breaking out, but my skin was breaking out. So it was I just had to.
It's amazing, Marcella. I interviewed only maybe 3 or 4 years ago a lady in Australia. Her name was Irene, and her story was very similar to yours. She went off and started a toxin-free beauty business as well out of Australia. She got back from her lunch break one day and was absolutely exhausted, sat on the step outside her work and started looking at all the product in her handbag, all the beauty product in her handbag, and the numbers and the long chemical names on it.
Mm-hmm.
She threw it all out. She threw thousands of dollars worth of product out, and again focused on this toxin-free regime. Why hasn't it? Or maybe it's bigger than I know. I'm just a fella. What would I know? But why hasn't it taken off as much as it maybe should have, do you think?
I think that it's easier to take the chemicals and it's cheaper to continue
Yes.
to it's just cheaper. It's cheaper and it's easier. And we all know that things that are cheap and easy are not good for you. But because we're so used to seeing it, we're so used to grabbing it, it's so accessible to us that it's just something that became natural. A lot of people now are getting on the whole healthy wagon though, because they're noticing one thing that your skin is it's one of the biggest organs in your body. A lot of people don't realize that, but this is our biggest organ and it absorbs everything. And that's just it. It absorbs everything and it's the biggest organ. So you have to put good things on your skin because if you don't, then you're going to have all kinds of problems. And it's just like the air. If the air is filtered and it's healthy, then you're good.
Mm.
If the air is not filtered and it has all these things in it and then your lungs are messed up and your health starts turning. Like the water is the same way. It's the same with these products. So
It makes sense. Tell me, Marcella, why the name Belle L'adore?
okay, so the name Belle L'adore is completely made up. It's beautiful love adore. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a natural product that actually looks good, that people like to, display it and share it, but then it also made you feel different. It didn't make you feel icky or heavy or any of those things. Like when you feel your skin after using my product, you're super soft and you just want to touch yourself. I mean, your skin is completely happy. And I wanted the name to represent everything, the product, the ingredients, and everything. So beautiful love adore means, beautiful love and adore your skin. And it's
Beautiful.
all it's about. Yeah.
And your visual branding also reflects that. It's a wonderful, minimal, clean, very warm kind of emotion that it brings up. And speaking of beautiful things, I love the ingredients that you use. It's like a menu of yumminess. And I was looking at your website, ingredients in these products that we put on our skin. Let me name three: mango butter, 92-degree coconut oil, and geranium essential oil. These sound beautiful. Why do you choose to hand pick every ingredient and hand make all your products?
Because every ingredient has a purpose. There's black seed oil in my butter because it's antifungal. Black seed oil is a protector in a lot of different ways. So that's why I use black seed oils. It heals in so many different ways. I use broccoli oil because it makes your skin glisten. I mean, just absolutely glisten. Cottonseed oil because it's really healthy for your brain. It's really a healthy oil. So every oil that I use, yang yang, to keep you balanced, to keep you centered. Um, Everything that I use for a reason. It was picked for a specific reason. I don't just I didn't look online and just figure out how to make something and just make it the way everyone else is making it. I took a lot of time to figure out exactly what these oils do and how they work together. And I've made a lot of mistakes, but I definitely got it to a point where I feel like this needs to be shared.
I so admire business owners like you, Marcella. You're not an industrial chemist. You're not a compound pharmacist. You're a woman whose daughter experienced an issue with her skin, and you've
Mm-hmm.
gone and not only started a business, but really gone down the rabbit hole of researching all these individual product solutions. Do you love it?
Yeah, you have to. You can't just do what you see everyone else doing because obviously that's not working. You have to do more. And then you have to do it with experience. Like I said, I love the fact that my butter is extremely softening. I worked really hard to figure out how to do that. And so, there's little things that you have to just go above and beyond if you want it to be better and worthwhile. You can't just keep doing the same thing. We have to keep changing. We have to keep, and this is not even something I can't call it changing. This is something that we need to do again because these oils have been around for a very long time. So we need to explore how healthy they are and how amazing they can be for your skin and stop putting so much poison on our bodies
It,
because
it
it's
it's almost,
everywhere.
I'm being specific down to a century, but it's almost like the Industrial Revolution, which allowed us to mass produce products,
Hmm.
stopped us from remembering that there are natural remedies. And we've
Hmm.
just forgotten as a human race that there are things
Yeah.
like Belle L'adore products that are so much better for us. They might be
Yeah.
a little bit more expensive. I don't know, but you get what you pay for, right?
It's definitely more expensive, but it's just like, if you eat healthy, it's a little bit more expensive, but then you take care of yourself, so you're not the doctor as much. It definitely pays off long term, and then it shows. This is a podcast, so you can't see my skin, but my skin is beautiful. So it
It's
definitely
pretty
shows.
good.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like even the essential oils I use, it's all about keeping you happy and centered and just to make sure that you have the best day possible. Everything is about that in my butters. It's for mind, body, and soul, definitely for skin, and so it shows. It shows in myself. It shows in my customers. Um, I just think it's a beautiful thing.
If you're finding this chat illuminating with Marcella Guidry, the owner of beauty brand Belle L'adore, then access all episodes of the Small Business Big Marketing Spotlight on your favourite podcast app. Marcella, do you have a favourite product? Are you allowed to have a favourite product? And if so, why?
Okay, so I cannot say that I have a favorite product. Oh my gosh, all of my products I
It's like
absolutely
asking you to
love.
choose a favourite child. So I
But
apologise for the
I could
question.
not live without my body butter. I'm gonna tell you that. But I use everything for different reasons. I wake up at 4 a.m. I go to the gym. I throw one after I take a bath. I throw on my liquid butter. It's easier. You could apply a little bit of it. Goes a long way. It doesn't take a while to seep in or anything. You just throw it on. You can go. Um, I My body butter is my baby. You guys are only introduced to three products, but I make all kinds of stuff. So, and I'm going to be introducing more products soon. But yeah, you know what? They're also
This
dear
is,
to me.
they're all
But
awesome. Tell me, how does
they're like family.
anything that has butter in its name not get on your clothes?
Okay, so this is the thing. When we buy shea butter from Africa, most people think to buy yellow shea butter. That's what they think to buy. Yellow shea butter is dyed. It is not healthier because it is yellow. There is a dye that they're putting in it and it makes it yellow. That dye is what's getting on your clothes and that's what's staining your clothes. Regular oils will come out of your clothes. Even if it gets on it, it will come out when you wash it.
Hmm.
I can show you from, my sweats that I make my butter in and I'm constantly wiping myself down with it, it will come off. The What's not coming off is that dye. It leaves a residue. So when you see that come off, and anyone that makes your own products, please stop using the yellow shade. Use the ivory shade because that dye will definitely get into everything.
Okay, good. That's a
Yeah,
good thing to know. I don't know
yeah.
whether it's an urban myth, but I'm sure I heard at some point that margarine is a grey colour before they add the golden yellow dye and make it look
hmm
like butter.
Well, yeah, from my research and from talking to a lot of Nigerians that live near shea butter factories, what we get here is not the same because they break it down. So there are
Hmm.
different types of shea butter. There's shea Nerlotica, there's shea nut Olean, and there's ivory shea. These are all three amazing ingredients that need to be put together to make a whole. So what you're getting when they get something from Africa and they're telling you it's different, it's because it's all these shays in one. And that's what
Aha.
they're getting. And that looks a little bit, it could have like a tint of yellow, because Shea Nutter Lean is a little bit darker, a little bit yellow. But it's just, you got to do your research. You got to understand that you have to put all of these things together. Everything works really well when it works
It's a
together.
complicated puzzle, which, Marcella, I'm going to call 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes, definitely. It's
Terrible
definitely
dad
50
joke.
Shades of Grey.
I'm sorry. Tell me, in terms of your products, you have body butter, you have liquid body butter, you have an all natural deodorant at the moment. Can you just explain the process of deciding what's next?
Yes, I want to bring out. I have a sunscreen oil, and it is just oils, and it completely protects you. There's no white residue. It doesn't burn your eyes if you wear contacts. It soaks right into your skin. It's something that you can take to the beach. It won't melt. You don't have to worry about the temperature. I want to bring that out, and then a sugar scrub. I was looking into bringing out the sugar scrub, but there's a toss up because I also do shimmer like butters and oils. And so, there's so many of my customers, my former customers, that are still customers to this day, and they're like, bring back this. So it's, I'm trying to make the right decisions at the right time.
Without rushing it and trying to do everything all at
Yes,
once. You
yes.
seem to have some loyal customers, which is great. Well done to you. I notice on your socials you've got videos from some pretty happy customers. That must be very satisfying as a small business owner to start seeing them come in.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to get the messages in the middle of the night saying, "Oh my gosh, I love this butter," or, "My husband can't, he loves the smell," or, it's nice to get the girlies calling me in and, letting me know that they're happy. I have a couple of friends, this is also for men. So, I've had men text me or message me saying, "I don't know if I'm okay about feeling this soft." There's their skin is so soft, they don't understand. They're like, this is
Yeah.
crazy, but always, always positive feedback. And I appreciate that because it definitely matters. It
Oh,
definitely
no doubt.
matters. Yeah.
You've certainly decided to enter a very competitive marketplace. I mean, in a macro sense, you're competing against brands like L'Oreal or Clinique or those big brands. I know you're not directly trying to compete with them, but how do you get noticed outside of doing podcast interviews, for example?
My ingredients,
Ah,
my
great.
ingredients, my ingredients, they cannot touch my
It's all
ingredients.
about it.
And I wish they would. I wish they would because then, it'd be available for everyone. Please take it, do it right, do it the right way. I would love
Yes.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's right. I mean, they're building the market for everyone, and the market needs educating.
Yeah.
You're learning so much, and you've got a blog on your website over at belladore.com, and you're sharing the love, but you can only do so much. So I can understand that. I love it when a small business owner actively says, I wish my bigger competitors would do more of what I do, so more
Yeah.
people know about it.
Please go for it. I would love it. And go for it
It's good.
because I don't understand why they don't. I
Mm.
don't understand why everything has to be so unhealthy. I just don't get it. I don't under
Mm.
I'm so baffled. I don't understand why things cannot be better.
Well, I think you touched on it earlier. Cheap, easy.
Easy.
We're a society that wants instant gratification.
Yeah.
Unless we know otherwise, that's our default
Yeah, it
action,
is.
isn't it? To go for cheap and easy.
Yeah. And we need to stop doing that
We need to
in
go
all
for
aspects of our
slow and
life.
good,
Yeah.
and slightly more expensive. That's okay.
It's only expensive because it's real.
Yeah,
That's why it's expensive, you know? I mean, anything fake is going to be cheaper. It's
yeah,
expensive because it's real. It's
100%.
expensive because it really works. It's good for you. It keeps you in the right mind space. I like to use food, for example, because it's a lot easier for people to imagine. But you've never gone to a five-star restaurant and seen someone attack the cook. But you've seen that happen at Taco Bell and all these things because they're giving you fake dead things. See,
Hmm.
it's fake. So fake is easier. But you got to do it the right way. Like
What
it's
are your future hopes and dreams for Belle L'adore, Marcella?
I honestly I hope that Belle L'adore reaches a point to where these big companies do decide to mock it and to do it better than I could because they have the resources to. I want Bellador to actually show people that natural is way better. It's a better decision. It feels better. It's hand down better. Just period. I need people to understand that natural is better,
Do
and I want to
you
get it out there.
you want to get it out there? Well, so currently you have an e-commerce store over at belladore.com, which I'll put
Yes.
a link in the show notes too. Is there dreams of a bricks and mortar store? Are there dreams of wholesaling to some of the bigger department stores or beauty brands?
So I am working with the same people that work with Tom Ford and a couple other companies on my containers, and I want to do a little bit more tweaking to make it even more beautiful, and it would be really nice to get into Saks or somewhere like that. I would be okay with that. Um,
No doubt.
I'm not sure if I want to open up a store or actually have a location. I definitely enjoy being able to make the products and ship them out. I think if I was at a location, I wouldn't be able to give my attention to the products, and I don't plan on letting anyone else. I mean, they can assist me, but I don't plan on letting anyone else make my products for me because I need to know what's in it because I use it. This is my product. Um, yeah, so I would love to get into a store like Saks. That would be awesome.
It feels to me, and I can understand. I mean, having a bricks and mortar store is a big commitment on many levels: financial, time, energy, etc. But it feels like a brand like Bellador, despite it currently is a product business. It's much bigger than that. It's sort of like a well-being business. And I can imagine you building a community where people from all over the world want what Bellador has to offer. And it reminds me of an interview I did a few years ago with a lady from a business in Australia called Spell and the Gypsy Collective. And it's a fashion brand that was online. And now she has a store in a place called
I think
Byron
I know
Bay.
exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen her
You
stuff.
probably do. Well, she's
Mm-hmm.
opened up a store in one of our most prestigious beach resorts called Byron Bay, and it's a destination. People literally have holidays. Women come together and have holidays to Byron Bay to go to Spell, to be part of that
Interesting.
community. So there's no reason why Bellador couldn't sort of aim high, shoot for the stars and land on the moon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be awesome. Or maybe even a spa. would be a good thing.
Yes.
So,
Oh, well, nothing's out of the question.
no,
Great
definitely
story,
not.
Marcella. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you.
I'm going to direct people to your website to look at your beautiful products and the beautiful photos of your ingredients. It's Belle L'adore, BELLELADORE.com. But I'll also put a link in the show notes, which you can access directly from your podcast app. And to you, the motivated business owner, thank you for getting this far. If you feel a little bit brighter, and I do, thanks to this episode of the Small Business Big Marketing Spotlight, then you'll find more conversations with successful entrepreneurs over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com or on your favourite podcast app. Until next time, may you and your business and your skin shine. Thanks, Marcella.
Thank you.